What are some of the? Do you do any of a contemporary version of some of the hymns, or have you put those on your albums before?
We we did one, and I felt funny doing it, but we had this little bit of music, and I just couldn't think of. I'm kind of a Fannie J. Crosby fan. I think that she was a wonderful writer, and so we had this little guitar thing that went. It was all done on a harmonics or whatever you call that,
Right,
where you
okay.
just touch the string, and we had this pattern, and so I just put all of the way my Savior leads me. What have I to ask besides? Can I doubt His faithful mercies, who through life has been my guide? Heavenly peace, divinest comfort, ere by faith in Him to dwell. For I know whatever befall me, Jesus doeth all things well.
That's nice. And you felt funny about it because you changed the tune and had those words. You just felt strange doing that? Is that what you're
Well, I
saying?
had to cut a verse out of it.
Oh, okay.
And, I like, it's always the, when we've been there 10,000 years, doesn't have near the punch if you don't sing the verses up to that talk about that grace first taught us to fear, and that grace has helped us to persevere in our walk with the Lord. And then after you have learned to fear God, and after you've learned to respond to His grace, and after that grace has taken you through a lifetime of ups and downs and ins and outs and times of great strength and times of doubt, we've been there 10,000 years doesn't mean as much.
Yeah. And it happens with other hymns, and I probably have been, could be accused of doing this in any kind of song leading where you say, okay, well, we only have time to do a first and the fourth here.
Right.
But you think of, and can it be that I should gain an interest in the Savior's blood? And you cut out that third verse there, and it does not hang together like it
Yeah.
was. And I think that even when we're talking about, changing the words to modify them so that it was coming up to date, in a certain sense that's good, but I think you're dealing with not just a truth or something that someone has written, but has been handed down, and it's almost an art form that you're
Yeah.
talking about.
See, I'm right with you there.
Are you?
Only I used to be real ugly about it. I used to, really criticize modern hymnals. Most of them I don't think are well put together. They try real hard, and there are some really good things about new editions of hymnals. But one of the things that was striking to me when we were in Europe with the cathedrals, and I know a lot of evangelical Protestant types are offended by all the statues and stuff, but we're looking at the doorway and all the engravings around the doorway, which I think to a lot of people look like little idols. But as you look at the doorway, what you realize is there is a history carved out on that door. And I was thinking, man, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a little kid say, "Dad, why is that guy putting that little boy on a fire?"
Yeah.
And then you could say, "Oh, that's Abraham, and God told him to offer up his son, and then God provided a lamb." And the whole story of the sacrifice of Christ was carved out on that door in beautiful, beautiful detail.
Yeah. And there's a grandeur that you get from those that you don't get from some of the churches that we see today.